Hey everyone, it's Nate with Metrics here after a long hiatus. It's been several months since you've heard from me, but getting back into the swing of things. Things got busy late last year as some of the editing had to take a break. So we're going to ramp back up. And the first thing we'll do is give you an update on the Datsun, or more appropriately, the 86 Nissan 300ZX that we're putting an LS in. So here we go. So if you don't remember, or maybe you haven't seen the channel before, here's I call it the Datsun, just because it's more fun. I originally started out calling it an 87, because that's what the paperwork said, but it's actually an 86 300ZX Nissan. And what we got going on, just a quick recap, is I've got a 5.3 LS out of a Chevy truck with a bunch of different parts on it, from headers to all the accessory drive, to the intake, and a wiring harness off eBay, which is some of the big updates that have happened. So I've got all the accessories on. I found a belt, thanks to ICT Billet for giving me the info on which belt to run in this setup that did fit, although it's pretty snug. I think it's going to work. And then I've taken most of the existing factory wiring out from underneath the hood, and mostly to make room for the LS wiring setup that needed to go through the firewall, which you can see the factory spot there where it's going through. So got that handled, and most of the connections are hooked up. This is not, of course, the way I want the final wiring to look, but basically just getting everything in place. All the injectors are hooked up, the coil packs are hooked up, some of the sensors are hooked up, but not all, and especially the transmission connector needs to be put in and some things like that. So there's still plenty of work to do, but quite a bit of progress from the last time you've seen this. Let's show you some of the inside. So the interior is essentially stripped. I have left the carpet in. I'm not sure if that's going to stick around or not. Might just clean it, might rip it out. I'm not really sure, but basically everything else is pulled out, and we've got the connectors for the new wiring harness. And one of the things I've been doing is removing a bunch of the heater and other equipment under the dash to make room to install the reflashed ECU, which is sitting right there, and run that wiring, get a good spot to secure that. There's a handful of wires that need connection inside the car, things like 12-volt switched and starter and different things like that. So that's part of what's going to get worked on next. And like I mentioned, there's a 4L60E sitting in here. I need to get, you probably can't see it because it's pretty dark in there, but there's a transmission controller connection that needs to happen and different things like that. One other thing I wanted to show just real quick in one of the updates since the last time you've seen the car, I've got a transmission mount of sorts. It's homemade, and I'm sure you can tell that. I do have a rubber mount in there, one of the factory ones for 4L60, but obviously I couldn't find anything like pre-made ready to go for a 300ZX with an LS and a 4L60. There might be ones out there, and this is most likely temporary, honestly, because my welding isn't that great. But for now, it holds it up in place and makes it so eventually we'll be able to move the car around and whatnot, and hopefully do things like get a measurement for the drive shaft and that kind of stuff. So it's good enough for now, and gave me a chance to practice some more welding. That's the current state and some of the plans that are coming up. I will probably give you more details in the near future, but just trying to make progress and get this thing back to life before springtime, hopefully. Just wanted to close out with a pic of what the car used to look like, and hopefully will again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.